Hi everyone, welcome back to channel. In today's video we are diving into practical hands-on guide to deploying a static website on Azure storage account, but with a twist. Instead of just using a storage account, we are leveraging Azure front door to boost performance, security, and global availability. Now the question is, why does this matter? Well, deploying a static website on an Azure storage account is simple, but by default, it is publicly accessible without much control. By adding Azure Front Door, we unlock global load balancing, caching, web application firewall, WAF, and custom domains too, and built-in SSL management, all while keeping our website fast, secure, and highly available. And the best part, we are going to automate everything using Terraform today. I will guide you step by step through setting up the infra, uploading content, and configuring a custom domain. All in that way that's scalable and production ready. So just for your information, the demo that we are going to do today, it will be accessible via a domain that is going through front door, and also we will keep the storage account publicly accessible. In the future and in another video, we will see how we can use the storage account in private mode with a premium front door. So the version of front door that we are going to use today is standard. Okay, so let's go and see our Terraform code. So here I have prepared our resource group. So here I'm defining my resource group. And here in this storage account, I'm defining my storage account, which will be readable through this replication type, and the account type, it will be storage v2. I will encrypt the infrastructure. Also, I will add the static website through this block right here. And for the index document, I'm going to point to index.html. So if you have another kind of file, you can just point to it right here. And if you have pre-ready error 404 document, you can use it also. But for my example here, I will not show this. Cool. And here I will show my configuration for the front door. So I will just uncomment this one, and let me just scroll a bit up. All right, so here we are defining our profile. So this is the profile for our front door. This is the SKU name. So for this example, we will be going for the standard Azure front door. And there is also a version which is premium that support private endpoint. Here we are using the Azure front door web endpoints. So I'm defining an endpoint for that profile. And for that endpoint, I am going to set a couple of rules, caching rules, and also here I'm defining a health probe to check if my index.html is present or not. We can define the protocol HTTP or HTTPS. Here we can define the front door origin group, and we can define in which port we can listen to our solution. So if you are going to work with a protected solution with SSL certificate, we will go through the 443, or if you are not going to through that, we will use the port 80. Here I'm setting a cache rule in order to cache the pictures that we will have on our website. And here I am defining the default route. Okay. And here I am adding my custom domain with a managed certificate free by the service. So here this is the domain, and here I'm associating that domain to the route, the default route that I have defined right here. So if I don't add this part, I will not be able to go to my website through this host name. So first thing, let me edit this. This is actually good. Terraform plan let's see our plan. It will be generated right here. Let's wait a couple of seconds. It will be generated. Let's wait. Okay, cool. As you can see here, we have 12 resources to be created. Let me scroll a bit up. And as you can see here, we have the domain, we have the association of the domain, the endpoint, the web origin, and everything that I have mentioned before. So what I will do is I will deploy this and I will pause until all this is deployed because it will take a couple of minutes. Okay, and we will continue the discussion. Okay, cool. Now, after a few minutes, as you can see, this have been deployed. It's time to go to the Azure and see this deployment and what have been created. Okay, so here I am inside the resource group that have been created, which is RG-Demo static website 002. And here, as you can see, we have the two resources that have been created, the front door and CDN profile, which is this one, and the storage account right here. So first thing that we are going to do is go to the storage account and check if our code is correct and the static website is enabled. If I click right here, and we can see that the static website option is enabled, and here we have the index document name, and as we said, we can set up even an error document path, and here the default and secondary and primary endpoint for the website. Cool. Now let's go and see the containers, because when we enable this option, actually we will see here a web container that have been created. So what I am going to do is go to this, upload our first index.html, upload. Let me see here, edit, preview. I'm a big fan of Hunter x Hunter, so this is Kilwa, and this is the page. So if I go back to visit the static website, just to test, and here we can see our website working locally on the storage account. So right now, let's go right here. We have our front door and CDN profile, and here we can see that in domain, we can see the domain is not still validated because there is some steps that I need to do. So before we go through those steps, let me show you the front door manager, and here we have the default route that we have created, and we have assigned that domain that we have to this route. So it will forward the protocol to the match incoming request, and here I have set up the origin group, and it is listening to this endpoint of Azure. All right. So right now, the goal from this demo is to set up this domain. So actually there is two steps to validate this domain. The first one is to click on this pending, as you can see, and here we will have this text record that we need to add to our domain. So let me just pause a second to open the GoDaddy website. Here I am inside GoDaddy website, and actually I have to do one more thing, not only the txt record. So let me copy this txt record right here, copy here the name, and here the record value, which will validate our ownership to my domain. And here I am going to add also three CNAME records, one with www, one with https, and one with http, in order to validate the CNAME record, because we are going to need it later with the certificate. So in order to obtain what are we going to put inside the value, we just need to go here and point to this endpoint hostname. So I will copy this here, 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 and I will just validate. Okay. Once I validate, I will back here and we'll be waiting like for a few minutes. I will pause during that time in order to go here and see the content of our website. So let me just type this here on the browser. As you can see right now, we have nothing pointing to this website or to this domain name, and we will wait for this to be in validate state, and I will be back when this is on. All right, so right now, if you see here, we have the website approved and the certificate also. Let me just zoom out. So we have a valid certificate state and the DNS traffic is delivered successfully. To remind, the certificate is free and it is auto-renewed every 6 months. So let me click here. Certificate details, as you can see, it is managed by the front door. And if you have your own, you can bring it right here. Cool. So with front door, we can add different mechanisms like caching, WAF security from here. For example, if you want to add some security policy, we can add secrets if you have secrets. But the goal of today is just to see how to add this custom domain and attach it to our static website through the Azure storage account. So if I go right now to my domain like that, we will see that we have our website right here. All right, and here, if I click here, our connection is secure because I have a valid certificate from the Azure front door. Cool. So this was our demo about the Azure front door and the Azure static website from the Azure storage account. So maybe later we'll do some other video or blog post about this, but with a private mode. Cool. So if you want to see all the steps, you can see it on my website. I have written a blog post about this where I have shared all the Terraform code that I have used. So thank you. Feel free to comment, like, and reply if you have any question, and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you.